Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault. And you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
Is the next search on February 28, 2020, 7:44 p.m. How does the FBI find people? The people's misspelled P-E-O-O-P-L-E. Did the defendant find out how the FBI finds people in this case? Oh, she found out.
Because he's the guy! What more do you need to see?
Alrighty, welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Welcome. Come on in. Special welcome to Kiss Me a Cow. Kiss Me a Cow. You were first in chat. I pinned Ashley just briefly. I'm just so used to her winning. But no, it was you. Kiss Me a Cow. Congratulations. If you have not won before, if you've not been caught before being first in chat, you're first. The first person in chat every time we go live gets awarded the internet, so we're going to award that to you. Congratulations. It's all yours. Do with it as you please, as long as you keep it up and running for everybody else. We're all going to be happy. So enjoy. Hope you didn't have anything else on your agenda this afternoon, because this pretty much just takes up all your time. But you're going to do great. Congratulations. Make sure you head over to the shopping page on the YouTube channel and pay the low fine of 50 cents so you can download your own fill-in-the-blank copy of your internet ownership certificate. Signed by yours truly and my boss, Mrs. R.A. So wonderful. Thank you very much, Kiss Me a Cow, for being first. You did win, but it was under other name. Yes, and I can't keep up with names anymore. I can't. Paul Mac, I know you've had an old name too. So lots of name changes. All right, are we keeping an eye on the fan? Yes, we are. The fan. Oh, that's not it. Let's see. Let's try over here. Let's see. The fan is somewhere. I've got it. It's I'm hunting for it. Let's see. 2, 4. There we go. There's the fan. I found it. Let's see. We have Miss Chris, member for 18 months. Congratulations, Miss Chris. One of the OGs. Nathan C., also member for 7 months. Thanks, RA, for your thoughtful commentary on this and every other trial. Hopefully Jerry comes back soon for the final time. I'm feeling it. I think we're there. Hung. Do I have a blocked word? Hang on. I might have a blocked word. Let me do a quick... I can't read you this list because this list will make a sailor blush. And your mom slap you in the face. Let's see. What are the names? That's an addition just for the Karen Reed trial right there. Yep, that one. Yep. Wow. Hopefully you guys can't see these. I feel bad even reading them. Oh my goodness. Who typed these in? Somebody had to type these at one point. Hope you threw away your keyboard afterwards. Wow. What was the word? Hung? It must be blocked on the YouTube side. It is not one of the words we have blocked. Wow, but some of the words we have. Oh my goodness. I'm blushing. I'm just reading the list. Nathan, thank you very much for your 7 months of support. I don't know why hung would be. Like hung jury, right? Got that name. Yep. Mm-hmm. Holy cow. I think Amber might have typed some of these words. So I didn't have to. I appreciate that, Amber. Let's see. Ricky C., member for 11 months, says 11 months already? Wow, thank you, RA and mods. Love it here. Hoping for a verdict soon. We are both hoping for a verdict soon because that fan has been putting in overtime for the last 10 weeks. Keith, thank you for the amazing coverage on so many cases. Thank you, Keith. Thanks for the kind words. Thanks for being there. Thanks for making the community what it is and making it somewhere that other people want to come to. So appreciate you. It wouldn't be the same without you as well. All right. Do we have, let's see. Is the Treehouse murder guy having another trial? Jackie, yes, he is. And let me see if I can actually give you that date so you can have something to mark on your calendar. I'm showing, let's see, he had a hearing last week. I don't know how that went. It was 1:30 on the 28th. So that was Friday. We were sort of busy on Friday. We had like a Sarah Boone letter and everything else. He's not all the way till 9/6 of 2024. That's the trial date for Tucker. So that's the next one for him. All right. Okay, I feel like we're going to have to get an answer soon from the jury. I think so as well. I think with each time they go out and they're told to rethink and keep trying again, I think the time frame is going to get shorter, and I think this is the last time. The way that the respect the judge had for the way that letter was written, she knew that she was not dealing with people who hadn't put the effort in. She knew that the person who had written that understood the process, understood what it meant to have a hung jury. And so I think at that point she's like, they've done it. We'll give them the charge, but they are done. Let's see, can you see the list? If you squint really hard, it's right here. I don't know. I might actually, Amber, what do you think about me having is there a way to have a Google document update on the website which has not been publicly announced anywhere? Maybe we could have upcoming cases with a suggestion thing that ties into a web document. Just a thought. Let's see. Let's see. A few things that happened right before lunch. Up there where everyone was waiting around for the Karen Reed verdict to come in. Apparently, there's other things happened in the courthouse as well. Another inmate was supposed to be there for some sort of a hearing or trial, and he showed up and made a run for it, made a break for it, made it out of the courthouse, ran through the crowd of Karen Reed supporters, and ended up being chased by deputies and police officers, and recaptured again. And you can imagine, as soon as the police started running through the crowd, the cameras followed. So there's a couple videos of that out there, of him getting chased through the crowd. You might want to watch for that. That was exciting. We did read Sarah Boone's newest letter, a 5-page letter. I also posted that on X. If you want a copy of that, you can find that over there. I think the Discord, as the Gavel Falls, has that as well. This letter was written before the judge ruled that Sarah Boone had lost her right to a court-appointed attorney. And you can tell because the language she uses, she's like, I'm willing to work with whomever and wherever, whenever. No one else. It's just you, Sarah. Now it's just you. It's pro se Sarah all day long. And she's going to get all her boxes delivered to the court, to her, and that's where it's going to stand. Now, when she wrote the letter, she didn't know. Obviously, she was there at the hearing when the judge made the ruling, so that's not a surprise to her. She knows she is pro se, but I do anticipate another letter is in the works as we speak. Sarah only has the judge to talk to now. There's nobody else to call. There's no attorney to leave messages. There's no emailing attorneys and waiting for an answer. It's just the judge and us. So I imagine that there will be more letters forthwith. All right. Today has been wild with all the court things. A little bit of whiplash as we do a little court hopping, and we had a few courts that were a little slower and some that were, we dropped in on. They just didn't turn into anything we wanted to follow. So, yeah, we've bailed on a couple. We've been in Florida, the 14th Circuit, for a couple jury selection, the voir dires. We've also been to a little bit with I think we were with Judge Boyd briefly, maybe. I had her on my screen. I'm not sure if I put her on for everybody. But Judge Boyd was up. We had a tiny bit of Cedric Simpson. We can probably go back to him. I think he still has a little bit of activity going on. Let's see. Judge Wolf was doing some divorce work. Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been absolutely crazy. We're actually waiting for the Young Thug documents to drop. It might happen right away. This is something the judge says he's put out there, and I think it's going to be posted to the docket. So we're looking for an update from the judge to the docket. Specifically, I'm looking for the transcript of the ex parte meeting the judge had with a few people, everybody but the defense, basically. Brandy's got her brows on. I found both my eyebrows. I found them both, but I don't know, there's just no stickiness left. Even if you scrape them with your finger, it just doesn't. And everything you guys have suggested to replace the stickiness would work, but it works permanently. All the super glue, the crazy glue, all that. I could do them, but duct tape. I don't think the tape would look good. Hot glue. Last glue is not permanent. I don't have any of that. Gorilla glue, I think that would take off my existing eyebrows. Don't have any double-sided tape. The closest I have is gaff tape, which is about $40 a roll. Painter's tape. Don't have any more of that. Scotch tape. I might have some Scotch tape somewhere. Lash glue. Just some Scotch tape rolled. Syrup, it'll stick. I know there are ways to get them to stick. I have to still, live with it. Rubber cement. Use a glue stick. That's what a lot of makeup artists do to glue down eyebrows so they can do full makeups. Ivan's like, what the heck is lash glue? If you knew, Ivan, I would be a little more concerned. But no, you're probably fine. It's not important in the liquor business or in the world of, what is it, lumber mills. Road trip to the dollar store. Wear them until they fall off. Oh my goodness. Got a verdict beard. I'm working on it. I've started a verdict goatee. It's just starting to fill in right now. Oh, brother, where art thou? I could do that. I am a man of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my days. That's a good song. That's one of the best movies they ever made, by the way. Between that and Napoleon Dynamite and Monty Python and the Holy Grail, it's like a neck and neck three-way tie. About what time did you read the last letter? Right before the break. It's only 5 pages long. It's short. It's not really telling because we know more has happened since that letter. So it's not like up to the minute. It's just what Sarah Boone was thinking when her lawyer asked to be recused or be removed from the case. Do you ever copyright strike yourself by singing? I don't sing that well, Greeners. Nor do I have any copyright songs out there that would I could strike myself if I played. You don't know that song? Oh, Alyssa. You got to learn that song and then understand what it means to say I'm a Dapper Dan man. That's homework for you, Alyssa. You have to watch Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? It's a crazy video. YouTube just shows me an end credit scene from Napoleon Dynamite that I didn't know existed after the last 20 years. I got you this delicious bass. Is that the one? Was it the volleyball? Which one was it? I think I've watched them all. They voted to ban Monty Python in our schools. Have you ever heard Home Free sing Man of Constant Sorrow? I have not. Is that worth a recommendation? We thought you was a toad. I'll have to look at that. All right, where are we? We're watching the wheel spin. We might as well watch it full screen, right? case something happens, we have audio turned on in case something happens there as well. Your folding money's come undone. Oh man, so many one-liners in that movie that are just great. What does everyone think it's going to happen? Lacey, I think I think if you were to just poll everybody that's interested in the case, okay, on all sides, ooh, little shaky shake in court. You see this? That's a good sign. That's a good sign when you get a little earthquake like that. I think if you were to poll everyone who's interested in the case, you'd find that right now public opinion tends to be leaning in Karen's direction, and predominantly, I'd say 60 to 75% in favor of Karen Reed, and basically the free Karen Reed side. The other side is just as adamantly strident about their opinion, but slightly smaller in numbers. But I think everybody sees the writing on the wall that we have a hung jury here. But you ain't bona fide. That's fun. I love that movie. So many good things. What if they come back with a verdict and then they pull the jury and they're asked if it's your verdict and they said no? Virginia Little, that would be what a day. Then they would be sent back. They'd be sent back. You can't have a verdict without unanimous consent. So at that point, it would be pushed back. The jury would go back and they would be forced to either, go mistrial or continue deliberating. How many times can the state retry? As many times as they can afford. Let's see. Had to read this one twice to make sure it didn't say something inappropriate, but yes, don't stand directly under the only fan. We have word that there's another note. This could be it. A note is different from a verdict. Court clerk says jury has sent another note. We're all heading back into the courtroom. That's from Ted Daniel, who's an Emmy Murrow and Harvard Goldsmith Award recipient. Oh, we have a spam call too. Hang on, guys. Guys, here we go. They hung up. They hung up. Bummer. Just about got a spam call. Maybe they'll call back. Sometimes they will. Yeah, I'm saying hung. Of course, I said that a little early too. Krista Bolster I cannot say your last name, Krista. Krista, help me here. Write it in crayon for me so I can say this. Krista Bolster Robicod. It's a tough one. It's a tough one for me. Welcome to the jury, Krista. I'm sorry I got your name wrong. Spell it out for me. I will try to remember it. Phonetically, maybe. Note, Judge, we're hung. Please stop sending us back. Krista, welcome. It's wonderful to have you join us as a member. Just know that now that your name is in green, you are exempt from any time-based restrictions on how often you can chat. So sometimes when you have to slow chat down, Robichaud? Is it French? Robichaud? Krista Bolster Robichaud? Robichaud? It's French. Robichaud. So here's another French name. Kathy, I can see that. Bilodeau? I 3 years of French and I still have no. Robihot. There we go. Roby Hot. Krista, thank you very much. Krista Bolster, Roby Hot. I appreciate you joining us as a new member. Just know that you're now one of us. So any plans you had to leave you can just go ahead and cancel those. It's a one-way door. You're here now. Welcome. You're among friends. I look forward to seeing you frequently in chat. So thank you very much. Wonderful, wonderful. Appreciate your support. Let's see. Everyone's laughing at your. I think you're laughing at everyone else's attempts to pronounce your name, but we're going to go with your pronunciation. Roby Hot. That's. I'll try to remember that. Say it 3 times to remember. Roby Hot. Roby Hot. Roby Hot. Oh, Rob sent you. You come from a good source. Then welcome doubly. Rob is absolutely phenomenal. Just an amazing. You guys all know he's an amazing YouTuber, okay, and he's a great lawyer. You guys know those facts already just from watching him. But I can tell you, as from one creator to another, he is an amazing, like a gentleman, and just incredibly helpful. Just what he's done for me is unbelievable. Just on the backside, giving me advice, and just sort of like guiding me along the way, so I didn't fall into huge pit holes. He's amazing. I appreciate Rob, and he does a great edit of my terrible moment with the bug as well. Let's see. I think they're still hung. We've just got a few minutes here before we expect the judge to be back as well. Lunch is over. It's about half an hour after lunch, so I imagine the jury did have lunch, then wrote the note and said, Judge, ditto. That's it. Kid's personal Uber driver, welcome back. Good to see you here. You've bounced around streams for a while. I missed you. We missed you as well. Welcome back. Rob is a sweetheart. Heart of gold. Just an amazing guy. Vicky's like, that's how I landed up here. What time was the poll? I don't remember what poll are you referring to? I think we did one this morning, but let's see. Robichaux. Hot. Oh. Chaud is hot in French. Robichaux. So Roby Hot. Now I'm confused, Krista. I have committed to my memory the Roby Hot. I couldn't. The letters didn't make sense, but you said it was right, and so Robichaux. Okay, Robichaux it is. Or not. I apologize, Krista. I forever will apologize for messing up your name. Danny Austin gifted 5 memberships this morning. Thank you very much, Danny. Great generosity. Big crowds outside with signs. Lots. If you've been watching, there's a lot of media coverage of this. Pretty much everyone. It's a national story at this point. Probably some international attention as well. But every time he says robot. Hey, Thunderclap back. I asked her for a spelling guide, and the first thing I saw was Roby Hot. That's what I went with. Who is this Roby, and why is she so hot? She said it was Roby Hot. Krista, I'm sorry. We're not making fun of your name at all. Welcome. I'm sorry I have terrible pronunciation. This is a common theme throughout the channel. It's not just with names, it's with big words as well. All right. I'm thinking a hung verdict, says Lacey. I believe you're right. Watching from the UK, says Aussie. Yes, of course. We've got a lot of UK, Canadian viewers as well here, and a few other countries represented, sprinkled in. Dilly Pickles gifted a membership. Thank you, Dilly. That one went to Leah Wells. She's getting quite the welcome. Words are hard. Tammy, thank you. Can we just pin this one for now? Do we have anything other message pinned right now? Tammy, we're just going to pin your message because this is like this is my thought for the day. Words are hard. Jurors are not sharing their eggs. I want to know what the split is. Yes, I want to know what the split is. I'm going to miss our fan when this trial is over. I've been recording it, so I have like hour-long sessions of this fan spinning. Watching Wimbledon while we wait for this verdict. Taylor Mac Taylor, welcome to the gallery. Good to have you join us as well. I got your name right the first time, I think. So I'm going to claim that one as a win. If this is a hung jury, can the state try again? Yes, they can. Valerie, the question is, do they want to? They don't have to try them again. Did you?
So good.
Mrs. R.A. and the kids have been making homemade ice cream. And although it's not in my diet plan, I'm just going to give it just a little taste just to... Oh, that is good. That is really good. It's my favorite, too. It's vanilla. Oh, man. Yes, it gets better with every bite. This is so good. We've had an ice cream maker for, I don't know, 7 years. This is the second time we've used it. Everything that's homemade in your diet plan. It's the packaging that causes all the carbohydrates and the calories, right? Did you bring enough for the class? No, it only makes like half a gallon at a time. We need like 2 of them. But I love it. My daughter, I think, mixed this one, and she did a great job. I did the hard work of getting the latch to hold down so the motor wasn't connected. R.A. employed a personal ice cream maker for 7 years. Yes and no. Need to test it at least 10 times. I'm thinking with a couple flavors. I could do a good strawberry. I mean, I like vanilla. Vanilla is delicious, but strawberry I have a weakness for. You have 2 just for that reason. Plus, you can do like 2 flavors. You can do a something a little more traditional in one, and then on the second one, because you already have one batch that you know is going to be good, you can sort of experiment and do mix and match and mix some fruit and stuff. Maybe your ice cream maker can whip up a carburetor. Ivan, funny story. I'm trying to send back. I bought 2 carburetors for my lawnmower. Didn't use either of them, but I'm trying to send back the first one because it was the wrong one. And I bought it through Amazon, and usually it's pretty easy to send something back. They say, sure, you just have to mail it to us, and they print off a label. Now I'm gonna show you this label because it doesn't have any personal information on here. Well, it helps if I go full screen right here, right? Okay. Where is this? Where am I mailing this to? And more importantly, how much is it going to cost to mail it there? Is it Poland? I have to mail my carburetor back to Poland? It shipped from California. I know this because I still have the package it came in. I'm using it to send it back. Warsaw, Poland.
You are unmuted.
Here we go. We're coming back, guys.
Thank you. Be seated. Closing session.
22117 Commonwealth versus Karen Reed.
All right, the jury is at an impasse. So we'll bring them in.
It could mean that they're hung. Oh man, tough for the family. It's tough for both families.
Please rise for the jury.
John's brother has been sitting there every single day. Every court handles this a little differently. Let's see if the judge tries to encourage them anymore, or if she talks to them individually.
All right, Mr. Foreman, I am in receipt of your note. Judge Cannoni, despite our rigorous efforts, we continue to find ourselves at an impasse. Our perspectives on the evidence are starkly divided. Some members of the jury firmly believe that the evidence surpasses the burden of proof, establishing the elements of the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Conversely, others find the evidence fails to meet this standard and does not sufficiently establish the necessary elements of the charges. The deep division is not due to a lack of effort or diligence, but rather a sincere adherence to our individual principles and moral convictions. To continue to deliberate would be futile and only serve to force us to compromise these deeply held beliefs. I'm not going to do that to you folks. Your service is complete.
It's a mistrial.
I'm declaring a mistrial in this case. I'll be in to see you privately in a few minutes. So thank you so much for your service. Okay.
All rise for the court, please.
Who put Mark Twain on the jury? No, seriously, the foreman is very eloquent, very well spoken. And has legal.
Thank you. Be seated. Court is still in session.
All right. I'd like to pick a status date to find out what our next move is. So I'd like to come back sometime maybe the end of July. I understand people have vacation schedules. Can we come in the week of the 21st?
That's fine.
No, I'm just looking at my calendar. Could we do the 22nd at 2 p.m., Your Honor? And I would appear for my client.
All right, is there another day that week? Could you do the 25th or 26th?
Unfortunately, I think I'm supposed to leave for vacation on the 25th.
Okay, the 22nd and the 24th are not great dates, so.
What about, okay. What about the 19th and 9th? Is that whole week?
No, that week's not good. Teaching that I cannot get out of.
Can we do August 7th, 8th, 9th? Any of those days?
No, we'll do the 22nd. We'll go back to the 22nd at 2. I can't let it go that long.
Your Honor, so the court knows Ms. Little and I are not available on the 22nd. We have a hearing in Los Angeles on the 22nd.
Okay.
We're proposing to appear remotely anyway.
Okay.
But for a status conference, I don't want the court to think it's disrespectful for the court, but Ms. Little and I probably will not appear.
Okay. So you and your client will be here in person, Ms. Giannetti?
Yes.
All right. All right. Thank you. We'll see you then.
Court, all rise.
And
now we have.
Now it's done for the last time. There, hugs going around. The letter that the jury shared. Just seeing if there's any interaction here. Oh, he said something. He said something to her. Paul said something to Karen on the way out. Did you see that? Judge doesn't ask for a count on this one. They don't ask for a count. They only poll for a verdict. The family's been asked to wait, so they separate the two, so the two sides go out differently at different times. This is a win, but not a full victory for Karen. It's the state was not able to convince a jury of 12 that she was guilty. So they're leaving now. I'm not sure if we get to see the one last shot of the only fan. Nope, no more only fan. Oh, there it is. There it is. I was holding out. All right. So the note that the jurors read, they said that when we're at an impasse, we can't get any further. We don't know. There's no way forward. As a matter of fact, if we were to go back and deliberate further, if we were to send us back and deliberate further, you'd be forcing us to give up our strongly held convictions, which is what they're not supposed to do. They're instructed not to give up, but just rethink and make sure they're firm on where they stand. So, yeah. No, she did not like what Paul said. We might hear what that was eventually. Let me see if I can go back and pull that up here. Okay. Let me pull the replay on that. Give me just 1 second to get things cleared off. Judge Boyd off the screen. Okay. All right. Okay, let me show you what we had here. So you can see I'm gonna sort of play through this sort of slowly. Watch Karen right here. Watch Paul, who's up here in the top. You can barely see the mouse pointer, but he's up here in the top. If we sort of watch frame by frame here. Turns to her. I don't know what was said right there. Maybe it was just a look. Wow. Let's watch it in real time and see if we can tell. Can't tell. He definitely looked at her, and they shared some eye contact that was less than friendly. If they retry, Proctor is still the lead investigator. Yes, for now. Want ultra slow-mo? I'm not sure. I think I got it. I captured it in 60 frames per second, but I think it was only televised in 30, so it's not going to be... It's not going to be something that we can... Plus, it's a little bit blurry, too. It's at the very back of that depth of field. I think it was just a look. I thought he had said something, but it looks like it was just sort of a glare. But she looked at him too. I mean, there's eye contact, because she turns and then look at Karen's response. She was not happy about that. Anyway, so now we have replay what the note said. Let me go back to the beginning here. This was what the note said here.
Court is in session. Please be seated.
All right, Mr. Foreman, I am in receipt of your note. Judge Canoni, despite our rigorous efforts, we continue to find ourselves at an impasse. Our perspectives on the evidence are starkly divided. Some members of the jury firmly believe that the evidence surpasses the burden of proof, establishing the elements of the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Conversely, others find the evidence fails to meet this standard and does not sufficiently establish the necessary elements of the charges. The deep division is not due to a lack of effort or diligence, but rather a sincere adherence to our individual principles and moral convictions. To continue to deliberate would be futile and only serve to force us to compromise these deeply held beliefs. I'm not going to do that to you folks. Your service is complete. I'm declaring a mistrial in this case. I'll be in to see you privately in a few minutes. So thank you so much for your service. Okay.
All rise for the court, please.
All right. That was just a replay of what we just heard just a moment ago. But wow. So now the decision lies with the state. The date has been set of the 22nd of July for a hearing, and it's probably going to be on Zoom, maybe in person and on Zoom, so a combination. But that hearing's going to go forward on the 22nd of July. That's a decision to see what we want to do moving forward. Is the state going to retry this? If so, when do we schedule that for? It's going to be pretty quick, and they would basically pick up right where they left off at jury selection. They would basically back up, rewind to jury selection, get a new jury, and then move forward again as if none of this happened. What I can tell, when he says some members of the jury feel that the burden of proof has been met and she's guilty, I think we have a minority of jury members, in plural, that means at least two, that believe that she's guilty, and others, it sounds like it's probably more the majority that feel she's not. Now, that could be a 7-5 split. It could be very nearly evenly divided. It could be 6-6. I don't know. But the letter was written very, very well. It's going to be much harder to get a new jury with people that haven't heard about the case. So 7-10 is the hardest split. Obviously, talking about bowling there. It's easy for me. I just hit the inside of the 7 pin, bounce it off the wall, and hit the 10. So, let's see. Unless they wrote some, not just single someone out. Definitely more. The foreman said it plural. He used plural words that some firmly believe she's guilty. That means at least 2. Can they change the charges in a new trial? I don't know what they'd have to do to change the charges. Prior to trial, I believe they can. It's a little harder during trial. Will the attorneys ask what the split was before they decide to retry or not? I think the judge will, and I think the jury's going to talk. These sides are quite vocal, and when these guys go outside and see all the... I believe this vacates the... Don't quote me on this. I think it vacates the restraining order now that the case is over. I don't think that can continue through the next trial. But... That was everything, Nicola. They were not able to agree. So the mistrial is on everything. The whole court case needs to be done again. Yes, Adam, in logic, some means at least one. But he used the words, some members, like multiple members of the jury, believe that. Mistrial has been declared, yes. He ended in mistrial. Paul, I know it sounds crazy, but this jury has not seen what the rest of us have seen, and they haven't heard the discussions that we have heard. And so a lot of us might have information or be basing our decision off a totality of the evidence and information that it includes material not provided as evidence in court, which would be wrong for the jury to consider. But it's hard for us to ignore things that we've heard. Couldn't get past the first charge. Krista, yes. It seems crazy. How many hung juries have we had? Juries hung, judge declared mistrial. July 22nd is the next date, the next hearing, and that's going to be a status hearing for moving forward. I will say that the most vocal people speaking on this on both sides seem to have been a little bit wrong. Everyone was saying there was one holdout for the other side. It looks like there was at least two. At least three, says Casanova. Do you want to do an after verdict panel? Eddie, sorry I called this several weeks ago. It will be the same all over if they retry. Hope the jurors aren't harassed. They shouldn't be. What are the cute messages from Recovery Addict holding a seat? There are just some commands in here, member commands. Exclamation point seat is the only command that is reserved just for members, and then you can take a seat. But there are some commands where you can say, I'll be right back, like BRB, and then I save your seat for you. But because you're leaving, I just assume that we have a rapidly deteriorating relationship. These trials are a true representative of our society today, split, very much so, very much. There are some press conferences out there. I'm going to hold off on those. Let me see if Brandy's doing one. Here are the commands going off here. Let's see. The note came in at 2:27, same time Jen did her Google search. Donna. Oh my goodness. Symbolic? I don't think it is. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do a little palate cleanser here, if that's all right, and jump over to Judge Cedric Simpson's court, who is in session right now, while we look around and see how long it's going to be before the jury comes out and possibly if they talk to people. So hold on one second. Let's jump here. Ready? Whiplash.
And her mental health and me being there for stuff like that, I beg of you to give me that opportunity to earn the credibility of you. I beg it up. I would not break it. I would not be in Celine. I would not. They will never see me again.
Ms. Mills, is it typical for you that you're mainly in the Saline area? Saline and what would be, I guess, Western Pittsfield?
I would say Saline and Ann Arbor because I do the deliveries as well. I do Uber and Lyft, and I mainly work in Ann Arbor and Saline. Those are the only two places I work. A little bit Ipsy.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm clear. When you're saying Ann Arbor, I mean, you might be in Pittsfield Township.
I live in Pittsfield, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You live in Pittsfield, and some people may consider that Saline or Ann Arbor, but
okay.
That's what I'm getting at. It's
okay,
really
gotcha.
that area that you're in. And
yeah,
you're in
pretty much all of downtown Ann Arbor as well. Because I do ride share as well as delivery services.
So Ann Arbor, Pittsfield, Saline.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll be in Canton because I'll be in Canton.
He will be working in Canton, and there's no reason for him to be in any of those areas for work.
Canton,
yeah, but
Michigan.
he's moving. Because right now, at the Liberty address, 1910 West. Is that city of Ann Arbor? You're 48103. You're outside the city.
It's in Liberty, by Liberty and Stadium.
By what?
By Liberty and Stadium.
Yeah, you're to the edge, but
And then the other one is
And then the other one's Ellsworth Road, which is
Stone School. It's off Stone School.
Stone School, Ellsworth, right now. I know where it is. And so that's on the edge of Pittsfield.
And I won't be working there. I'll be working in Canton.
Maybe
And he'll be under house
Maybe you
arrest.
don't get this. What I'm worried about is you being there. Because I don't trust you. I just don't.
I want to earn your trust.
I don't. How you earn the trust?
You've lost it.
You know what, Mr. Jones? Just do the right thing.
Yes.
That's all I'm asking you. Just do the right thing by everybody.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because I can tell you, as I listened to that trial, you did not do the right thing by Miss Mills at all. At all.
I would like a chance to do the right thing.
What?
I would like a chance to
You're making the judge mad.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Where he's moving is actually quite a bit closer to where I live as well.
Oh, I know.
Thank
I
you.
know.
Thank you.
No, I know. I know exactly where you guys are, and I know exactly where he's moving to. And it's
my daughter stays same apartment complex with her mother, and so are my stepkids. So it's mainly for them. That's
for what?
Mainly for them, because that way
Mr. Jones, I know. The issue is keeping you away from people you shouldn't be around and making sure that you don't do something that I think that you're capable of. Mr. Jones, you can sit here. I listened to your testimony. You can sit here to me and tell me I won't. The problem is, if you go back over your testimony, I don't think you'd believe it.
I believe myself. I know.
Do you want
I
to
won't,
back up
so,
to the
yeah.
beginning on this one?
Well, let me just add this, Judge. And one of the things you always told me was know when to shut up. So I'm going to know when to shut up and just say, if he's on tether, what's that?
Go ahead. Never mind. Go ahead.
If he's on tether, if he's on house arrest, and he's going to work in Canton, and there's a no contact with Miss Mills, and he so much as breathed crooked on her, he knows he'd be looking at 180 days. The whole agenda here, he screwed up. We get that.
Oh,
I get
yeah,
it.
he did.
I get
time.
it. I understand.
And I got 3 women that can tell him that.
Understood. But the 4th young woman is who I'm here for. That's why I'm involved in this case. That's his daughter.
Oh, thank you for pointing that out. I didn't know if there was another. Can I get a map, please? And we're going to have to draw boundaries. You can take him back, and court's going to stand in recess.
All right. You may be seated.
All right. They're going to draw on a map. Thank you for pointing that out. We're going to back it up just a little bit, see if we can see how this one began. All right, here we go. Now we're watching the first half of this.
State of Michigan is now back in session. The executive session presiding.
You may be seated. Have Mr. Jones. So much nicer than Emily. Yep. Yes, ma'am.
The crowd was so loud outside the courtroom they could hear the cheers inside the courtroom.
Let's call the case of People versus Robert Jones.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney with go ahead.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. William Amadeo, P76194, on behalf of Mr. Jones. Rob, please say your name for Judge Simpson and staff. The prosecutor will also know it is you.
Robert Jones. Thank you.
So Your Honor, I'm going to continue with our motion, which was on Thursday. Thank you for granting us this time today. As I stated, well, he's been in jail 6 days now. He is a good father. He does have retained counsel. I'm going to argue he's not a threat to the community, even by the people's own response. There was no physical abuse. While I understand some things were developed in our last hearing, I do think Mr. Jones, giving him GPS tether and house arrest to just allow him to support his daughter and go to work in medical conditions would be a positive thing for him. He'd be able to provide for his children. That's all I'm asking today, Judge.
From the people.
Your Honor, we would just rely on our response. The only thing I would like to add is that I am not exactly sure how Mr. Jones plans on working or providing for his family as he does delivery services, which, unless I was wrong, I think that there was a request for home confinement in this case. If that was not the case, I apologize, but.
There was home confinement with the ability to go to work, just not to go out.
And so I'm not sure how that would work because he's doing delivery to home addresses. And that makes me concerned, especially if they're in the Saline area, which appears to be the case because he's delivering from, which has also been an issue we've previously discussed.
And Your Honor, if I could just briefly reply, he's not going to be working at Saline Walmart. He would actually agree never to work at the Saline Walmart again.
There's a Walmart.
He did just get a new apartment. As I stated before, he's trying to support his daughter. That is my whole agenda here. He has been in jail 6 days. I basically want to help this man support his child. That's my whole agenda here, Judge. He's not going to be in Saline. He's not going to be near the victims. He's not going to disrespect this court or your victims. I just want to give him an opportunity. I ask you to give him an opportunity to support his family. That's my whole agenda here, Judge. The reason why I'm asking for GPS tether and house arrest to only work is to show that I know how serious this is. I'm not sitting here asking for a PR bond, Judge. I'm asking for this man to be able to maintain his job. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm pleading for.
Is that the Liberty Street? Is that the apartment that you just got?
That's the apartment I'm at, Your Honor, and I'm moving to Stone Grove apartment.
To where?
Stone Grove Apartments.
What city is that?
It's in Ann Arbor.
It's in Ann Arbor. Okay.
So off Stone School. It used to be Pheasant Run. They changed the name to Stone Grove Apartments. Stone School and Ellsworth. Or close to it. My daughter was going to Patty Gale.
Where's she going?
She was going to Patty Gale. I was just going to Patty, so I was in there. I wanted to be closer in the area to where she got to.
The new apartment is closer to his daughter's school. She did switch schools, and that's one of the reasons for the new apartment, Judge, which is not in Saline.
Well, how long have you been on Liberty?
4 years, Your Honor.
Pardon?
1 year.
And where were you before that?
I was in Pittsfield Village. Pittsfield's village is condos. Between neighborhood by the Pittsfield.
In your own unit?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. It was a condo. I was renting.
Pardon?
I was renting a condo in the Pittsfield Village neighborhood. Near the Pittsfield Elementary on Norwood.
Judge is reading all the records here. Mike, good evening to Northumberland, England.
Well, I put him on a GPS, Mr. Amadeo, how's he gonna move? Because that wouldn't, I mean, it seems to me that with the type of work that he's having, you're asking me to give him a GPS really without any restrictions.
Well, I would ask the restrictions being the Saline area. That is where the victims live, I believe, and he can speak to his employer where he could not do any deliveries or go near the Saline properties whatsoever.
Jones, anything you want to tell the court?
I will continue before the incarceration. I was following all of the court's orders to stay away and no contact and honor the court's orders. And I did that the entire time, and I continue to do the same thing. I apologize to the court for my behavior, for being here in this courtroom for the case I had. That's my responsibility. I accept that. But my 25 years, over 20 years, I haven't been involved in any issue with the court, and I plan on getting back to, the right thing and taking care of my daughter and doing the right thing and honoring the court.
Well, here's part of the problem. I mean, as I understand it, the victim's home is approximately probably less than a mile or about a mile from Walmart.
Okay,
but
so we caught all of this. I don't think you ever really,
at least according to this, is
told us what happened.
With Walmart and Sam's Club.
So
you could explain it to the judge.
So, Your Honor, the way the one job works is you have to change your zone. And so you can't work at any Walmart, Sam's Club, let's change your zone. If my zone was to that area, but I can change my zone to any area, to another Sam's Club location, which is actually in Ford Road in Canton, and Walmart out that way. I will not anywhere near that Sam's Club or Walmart because my zone will change.
Exclamation point in front of
just for clarity, Rob, you could change your zone and still maintain your job and support your daughter, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will not be anywhere in Saline at all whatsoever.
Now, I also understood that one of the victims, I thought, did the same type of work
at that location, but I will not be at that location.
Wow.
Actually, it happened beyond.
One juror appears to be
ma'am,
crying.
Is that correct? In terms of zone,
all those
I don't know
frustrated.
Who. Ms. Mills.
Hello?
Is that correct in terms of the zone and?
It is. It is, and I only work in the Saline area. But I know he has showed up to the Walmart several times, even when he had the no contact order.
No.
Okay. Go ahead. What were you gonna say? He's showed up there.
Yeah, well, even when he had the no contact order and he didn't leave, he still stayed around. He kind of hung around
closer. Yeah.
He hung around where we were.
He came right to the register right next to us like twice.
No contact.
Your Honor, just to be clear, while he was there, he was working at that time. He wasn't just hanging out in the area. He was only there for work.
Right. But I get that, but that's not.
If he changes his zone, there'll be no excuse or any justification to be near.
Well, there wasn't any reason for any excuse before now.
I understand that, Your Honor, but I am trying to fix what went wrong here. I do think if he's able to support his daughter and stay away from the victims, it does accomplish both those things.
I mean, but Mr. Amadeo, and I get what you're saying, but you're asking me to trust him to do that. He just got here, told me that he hasn't violated that order, and I'm sitting here listening to the victims saying that he has.
I'm saying,
and then I still haven't resolved the whole Instagram issue regarding that message that got sent.
What I think he's saying, Your Honor, is he didn't violate bond. He was just working.
Well, but that's not true. That's what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is he was not to have contact with them. He wasn't supposed to be in their vicinity.
Your Honor, the magistrate told me in the arraignment that I was allowed to still work at Walmart and Sam's Club, but do not speak or say or anything if I was to come past them. That wasn't the magistrate said that in the arraignment. That was discussed in the arraignment of the original bond. If I was told that I was not to be in the entire.
Let me ask you this: if you see Ms. Mills there, why wouldn't you just go to the furthest register I could possibly find?
So when I was the time they saw me, I was already at the register. They came to the register that was Walmart sets it up where they have certain registers open, and I was at my register doing what I do, bagging, scanning. I had nothing, I was taking care of what I need to take care of for the order I was doing. There was nothing other than just my presence being there doing a job. And that's what the magistrate, I explained to the magistrate was okay with it.
Mr. Jones, it's hard for me to believe you.
It's the truth, Your Honor.
And Judge, well, I know he has very little credibility. The only goal here is to not be near the victims, not harass them, and still allow him to support his.
That's my problem, Mr. Amadeo. I don't know what I can trust with him.
I understand.
He was on conditions, yeah, he could work, but I don't want a circumstance where all of a sudden I get some other excuse. And like I said, there's still this whole Instagram. I think what I see an individual that is given rules, but then decides that he wants to skirt right around the edge of those rules.
I think it's pretty clear at this juncture, Your Honor, that if he were to be before you on a violation, he's very clear he would get the maximum sentence. And that's been explained in no implicit terms when I took over the case.
Well, right. I get that, Mr. Amadeo. It's not you that I have an issue with. It's your client I have an issue with. I mean, I have an issue with, and I realize, Mr. Amadeo, you weren't here, but with his whole justification as to why he did what he did. I mean, I'm sitting there listening to him testify, and I don't believe it. And obviously, the jury did not. And then just I think vile is too kind a word.
Oh.
I mean, in terms of what was actually not coming out of his mouth, but being tight to these ladies. And then sitting up here while all that's going on and watching him the way that he was looking at him while they're testifying. I mean, it was. I mean, everybody tells me that he's not violent or anything. I'm going to tell you right now, the way he was looking at him that day, I wouldn't have bet anything. I wouldn't have bet a single penny I have that he would not have come after them.
Your Honor, I've never had any violence with my ex. I'm not like that. I don't hit women.
Which ex?
The Miss Mills. I've never had any violence. Never, nothing, not one bit. You can ask her. I've never. That's something I would never have done. I've never done it with anybody. I'm not with females. So I will follow. I will not be anywhere in Saline. That's a promise.
All right, we're gonna jump for this. We're gonna back up to the soft sit case with Judge Boyd.
I understand that you don't like my credibility and stuff like that. I got that.
It is not an issue about liking your credibility. I just don't think you have any.
I asked the court if you could give me the opportunity to earn your credibility back for my own safety of my daughter and me and her mental health and me being there for her, stuff like that. I beg of you to give me that opportunity to earn the credibility of you. I beg it up.
All right, we're gonna bail now.
See you as soon as he is able in this case.
Yep.
So then we'll move on to case number.
Wait. That's
Thank
not
you.
what we want.
We'll move on to case number.
Stop. We're waiting for Judge Boyd's audio. It's from a couple days ago, but we have a soft sit in with Judge Boyd. Or pro
okay.
se.
All right. Awesome. Have a great one. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Casanova, you want to come forward? Yes.
Casanova, permission to approach.
Hello, how's it going?
Be better.
All right, so my understanding, you want to represent yourself? All right, you're more than welcome to represent yourself, but here's the thing. Everybody says that they can be an attorney because all attorneys do is talk. That's what people think. But they don't realize there's a lot of knowledge, experience, and wisdom behind that.
Absolutely.
So if you want to have a jury trial where you represent yourself, you're more than welcome to do so. But once it's set for trial, it's going to trial, and no one's going to be helping you. The state is not going to say, hey, we see that you really don't know the rules, so let me tell you this rule. They're not going to be doing that. My job is not going to be to help you with objections, help you with motions. That's 100% you. Do you understand?
I do. And are we on the record?
No, we're not on the record. What, you want to put something on the record?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Sure. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 2974, State of Texas Vector versus Hector Casanova. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? And are you Hector Casanova?
No, for the record, I am the flesh and breathing man. I'm here on a special appearance to clarify any misunderstanding. I am not the legal fiction known as Hector J. Casanova that is on the information there. I just have a few questions to clarify some things.
All right, so if you would like to clarify some things, then the person I need to speak to is the flesh and blood man known as Hector Casanova.
Yes, I'm the flesh and blood man, Hector Casanova Jr.
All right, so you are Hector Casanova, correct?
I am Hector Casanova Jr., the flesh and breathing man.
All right, well, I'm glad you're breathing. So what did you want to place on the record?
Well, first, I don't understand the charges that are being brought against me. There are some clarifications I do want to.
All right, so just 1 second, but before we get to that, have you been given a copy of the indictment?
No, I have not.
All right, so we're going to get you a copy of the indictment. Just give me a moment. All right, have a seat. We're going to come back on the record with this.
All right.
Deputy Lord, do you know if he's been served with the indictment yet?
I'm not sure.
All right, thank you.
We always wonder how some of our favorite judges would handle different types of situations, and now we get to see with with Judge Boyd. She knows what this is. She knows the game that's being played here. She's not going to be caught unawares.
All right.
Judge is reading a copy of the indictment as well. Let's give him just a minute. She's like, bailiff, we're going to need you here in just a moment. Do you have any handcuffs in the flesh and breathing man size? Pink ones will work. Oh, look, an attorney. You should get one, sir.
Yes. Who's the attorney on Frank Torres? Oh, let's see if he's, and where's Frank Torres?
He's downstairs.
All right, can you bring him up?
You also have Thomas Mendez.
Like Thomas Mendez? All right, if you could bring them up.
Meanwhile, let's get back to Casanova.
Oh,
okay.
This, there. The window is up here. Thank you. You're welcome.
Mr. Casanova, your indictment. I don't want to skip anything because you never know in situations like this. Anything can happen. You gotta wonder, do these people like watch court and think, oh yeah, this is gonna work. It worked for this guy. Is there some video out there of some soft-set guy that's just like completely schools the judicial system and talks the judge into a corner and just gets his way and walks out of court victorious? Is there a video somewhere that's leading these people to have the impression that that's how it's going to end up?
That's it? Yeah, that's it. All right.
Light reading for you, sir? Do you accept for value and return for value these documents? Everything looks good. Let's call him up. This was the 24th, Vicky. This was last week. He has two appearances here. This is the first of the two today. Or this.
All right, who's the prosecutor who is on Hector Casanova? All right. Oh, well, he's reading the indictment. Have you had a chance to review the indictment? All right, let me have you come up.
Come spout your gibberish into the microphone, sir.
All right. So we're back on the record in 2024 CR 2974, State versus Hector Casanova. All right, Mr. Casanova, here's the thing. And I want you to hear me clearly, right? I am not your attorney. The document that has been given you is a copy of the indictment. I'm not to give you information about your indictment. That's the indictment. That's what we're here for. So any questions that you would have about that indictment, you're going to have to answer those for yourself. Otherwise, the person who will be telling you about what the indictment means and what the numbers are, that would be an attorney. Do you understand?
I do not understand.
Oh, what that means is, for example, we can go off the record. I'm giving you a hypothetical. All right. Let's say you needed surgery and you're in the middle of the wilderness. You need surgery.
I think he understands.
And you tell me and you tell the doctor, guess what? I'm performing this surgery on my own. I don't need you. I'm walking out of the hospital. I'm going to go in the desert. Now, maybe the doctor would try to stop you and do other things. But if you go in that desert by yourself, don't tell the doctor where you are. You take a scalpel out in the desert by yourself. You don't get to call the doctor and say, hey, I'm in the middle of the desert performing surgery. I'm going to be my own anesthesiologist. I'm doing all of this. How do you do this? Because they're not going to tell you. It's the same thing here. You're saying that you do not want to be represented by an attorney. You want to represent yourself. So that motion, that indictment, I'm not to tell you anything about what that indictment is. The state is not to tell you, oh, this is what this indictment means. This is the range of punishment. Those are things that you're supposed to do. Do you understand?
I still don't understand.
All right. So just have a seat. This is what's going to end up happening. You're going to have an attorney. That attorney is going to come over to the court right now. You're going to speak to that attorney. After you speak to that attorney, we're going to go forward. Ms. Ferguson, can you call manage to sign counsel and let them know that we need an attorney over here? And that attorney will talk to you. That attorney will tell you what that indictment means. That attorney will tell you the range of punishment. Do you understand?
I still don't understand.
All right. Well, I don't know how I can further make you understand.
Are we on the record?
Yeah. All right. Norma, get someone from manage to sign counsel here, please. All right. Just have a seat and we're going to have an attorney come down. All right.
I would like to ask some questions on the record, if I may, while I have your time here.
Oh, no. Let me just tell you, you'll have my time till 5 o'clock because that's how long we're here. What is going to end up happening is an attorney from manage to sign counsel is going to come down. Do you understand?
I do not understand because I don't feel like I am needing an attorney because I'm here to represent myself as the flesh and breathing man, Hector Casanova Jr. Let's see.
The bailiff's like standing ready. He doesn't even have his script memorized. Where's my line? What do I say next?
All right. So let the record of the court show that I, Hector Casanova
Just
Jr.
1 second. We're just one stop.
Yes, sorry.
All right. We're on the record. So what did you want the record to reflect?
So let the record of the court show that I, Hector Casanova Jr., the accused in this criminal action, has asked the court to divulge the nature and cause of the accusation upon the authority of the Sixth Amendment, and that this court has failed in its duty to inform me of the nature and cause of this action.
Actually, they haven't. They handed you the indictment.
Furthermore,
let me
let
stop
the record
you.
also show.
Mr. Casanova, let me ask you a question. Have you been given a copy of the indictment?
I believe so, yeah.
All right. So let the record reflect that Mr. Casanova has been given the copy of the indictment. And the copy of the indictment, it tells him what he is charged with. You may continue.
Now, these charges, are they civil? Is this a civil charge or a criminal charge?
All right. That is something that if you had an attorney to represent you, they would be able to tell you. What the court can tell you is that you are in a felony court and this is a criminal court.
Okay. So, this being a criminal, let the record of the court show that the action against me is criminal action. My following question would be, the Constitution grants this court two types of criminal jurisdiction. Criminal jurisdiction under the common law and criminal jurisdiction under the Admiralty or military tribunal. In which of these two jurisdictions does this court intend to try me?
All right. So this is what is going to happen, Mr. Casanova. Someone from manage to sign counsel is going to come over and you can speak with them or not speak with them. But the questions that you are asking the court are not, some of them are not in any shape, form, or fashion related to the fact that you're in a criminal district court. Do you understand?
I do not understand.
Okay.
But I don't think you'll be violating your oath of office if you did your duty under the Constitution. I am not seeking legal advice. What I want to know is legal intent. I have the right to appear as myself in my own person without a licensed attorney in order to intelligently defend myself. I need to know the jurisdiction this court is operating under. Let's see. So therefore, will you please answer the question so that way this court is properly identified?
All right, you're in the 187 District Court. It's a criminal court. You're on the 4th floor.
That man behind you is the bailiff. He has handcuffs. They go on your wrist. You'll feel those in a minute.
This Constitution grants this court 2 types of criminal jurisdiction. Criminal jurisdiction under the common law and criminal jurisdiction under
all right, I'm going
to
to counsel. I'm sorry, Mr. Casanova, in the human flesh. I'm going to stop you right there. What is going to end up happening, I want you to hear me clearly. An attorney is coming over for managed assigned counsel, period. That's it. So have a seat. Managed assigned counsel will come over. Do you understand? Yes or no?
I do not understand.
All right. Do you understand what it means to take a seat?
I do understand.
All right. So take a seat. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. The I do not understand is a,
all right. And state
is a
once
game
managed
they
assigned
play as
counsel
well.
comes down, make sure that you have your discovery ready so that they can see it.
Okay, so we're going to skip forward just a tiny bit. Well, let's see. Oh no, it starts right now.
I don't have Dan Johnson's file. I have Frank Torres.
Oh, we're up to 310.
No problem.
We're going to skip ahead a little bit. Let's see if there's an attorney back there talking to him. Yeah, the attorney goes out with him. He's got somebody to talk to. I don't know who that was, but let's see when they come back in. Right at the end here.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense side.
All right. And is the complainant aware?
The complainant is aware of. We'll make them aware of this today. They've been. What I mean by aware is they've been in contact with the DA's office. Yes.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Casanova just came in, took a seat. The attorney came down, sat down as well.
Hello.
The attorney's like, thanks for that.
Yes.
We have talked. I've informed him that I'm here, to help him in whatever he needs help with.
He does not wish
He's
to.
going to consider what help he thinks he might need from me, and I know he wants to put something on the record.
Okay. All right. And so you'll be appointed as standby counsel then?
I've kind of explained my role and what that means and how I can help him with something as simple as e-filing or that type of thing. So.
All right. We're going to go back on the record in 2024 CR 2974, State versus Hector Casanova. Mr. Casanova, if you'll come forward. Yes.
He keeps asking, may I approach? She literally told him to get up there. If you
All right,
don't,
so,
you'll be arrested.
Mr. Casanova, Mr. Bonk is going to be your standby counsel. And that's someone that if you have questions, you can ask him legal questions or what you may have.
Thank you for your consideration.
All right. And he informed me you wanted to place something on the record?
Yes, for the record, I wanted to make it known that I'm here on special appearance under threat, duress, and coercion.
All right. Who threatened or coerced you to come to court?
The county of Bear, Texas.
How so?
Well, if I don't come here, then warrants will be placed, which I will be kidnapped and held hostage, and I do not want that. So that's why I'm here under special appearance to clarify any misunderstandings and to let it be known where I stand on the record.
Okay. Is there anything else?
I said everything that needed to be said.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to recall your case in 1 month. It's going to be a discovery setting. So that's to make sure that you have all the information that the state has concerning your case. Do you understand?
I do understand.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if I can have a 30-day reset for Mr. Casanova. And after you receive all the discovery, then the next setting is going to be a plea deadline date. The state will tender an offer to you at the next setting. And then I'll give you your plea deadline date, and you can accept the state's offer or come to an agreement or not. If you're unable to come to an agreement at that time, it'll be scheduled for jury trial.
Thank you, Ms. Boyd.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
I have no further questions.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson is going to give me a date, and then you'll sign it. Mr. Bonk will sign it to signify when you're to come back. All right.
I appreciate your time.
All right, you're welcome, and thank you for dressing appropriately for court. What date, Ms. Ferguson? All right, so we'll be back on July 29th.
July 29th.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused. Yes.
If something were to come up and I need to maybe reschedule that date, is that a possible thing to come up ahead of time?
You'll need to speak to the court coordinator, and they will let you know. I will tell you the rescheduling of cases. Are you in the hospital? You're not in the hospital, you need to be here.
Okay.
You understand?
So pretty much no excuse, be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I think that's our last case for the day. Is that correct? All right, thank you for coming over, Mr. Bach.
Yes, Judge.
Right.
How does he think this went? If he were to grade himself on his performance, do you think he's going to give himself a solid A? If something were to come up, say I don't show up or don't make a special appearance on that day, what would happen? Pink handcuffs would happen, sir. Pink handcuffs. Oh, man. Sounds like something convenient is about to occur. It better be the hospital. Thank you for that, by the way. Grooming time. Appreciate that. Man, good stuff today. This is unbelievable. Okay, so I've put Mr. Casanova, Sovsit Prose Casanova, on the calendar for July 29th. Judge Boyd. That's going to be great. Look forward to that one. Wonder how long standby counsel is going to last. Although I will say the standby counsel helped him understand where he couldn't understand anything the judge was saying previous to that. But now he's all nods and yes. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Somebody needs to hook him up with that guy that won his pro se case. No, pro se and soft sit, they often run together, but they're very different. You can reason with a pro se. It's very difficult to reason with a soft sit. They use circular logic that is an unwinnable argument because they set the rules of the argument to make it so that only they can win. And then they expect you to play by their rules. Prosenova. Man. Beautiful mama. The result in Karen Reed was a hung jury. The jury, after being told to go back and keep trying, came back as hung. I don't know yet what the count was as far as how many on each side. We know there was multiple on each side.
Flesh and blood of Ayden.
Ooh. Is this the living man, flesh and blood of Ayden, making special appearance?
Flesh and blood of Ayden reporting.
That was some great court work by Mr. Casanova. Plus, he's got style as well.
Well, you can't have that surname and show up in a tracksuit. I mean, let's just be real.
Well, we've seen people show up in the zombie apocalypse shirts. So,
but they were not named Casanova. Okay, that guy has been given a script with his name, and he is following it to the T. So, I mean, it's like when people live to their name, right? And he's coming through.
Yeah, I'm feeling bad for his attorney, who drew the short straw with no notice.
Are you kidding?
Shows up to a soft
That guy doesn't have to do anything. That guy doesn't have to do anything for the next however many whatever.
The judge is throwing him under the bus, though. It's like, oh, you have a question? Talk to your attorney. He'll help you understand.
Wow. It's easy to answer questions for people who don't want answers. I mean, he's going to answer the question, and that guy's going to say whatever he wants to say anyway. Yeah. So it's, I would think if you're a public defender and you have to take cases you don't necessarily want to take, riding shotgun for something like that probably gives you a good laugh for a week. But
did you see his eye roll when he came up to court? He walked up to the judge. He said, "This little." I talked to him.
Has Matthew ever had a pro se defendant that he's had to ride shotgun with? I wonder if Matthew's ever had, or not pro se, but self sit. I mean.
Oh man, most soft sits don't work with lawyers very well. Most soft sits and lawyers are like oil and water. They tend not to mix.
Well, I just wanted to touch quick and give a little levity to, I know everybody was kind of surprised or, spazzing out that the Commonwealth said that they were going to retry the Herring case. They have to say that.
Oh yeah.
They have to say that right off the gate and they should say that for the victim's family, for the sake of the victim. They shouldn't just get up there and say, "Well, we lost, we stink, and sorry about that." I believe they should. I don't think they should retry it, but I think that they should say that they will, just to add a little, reassurance for the whole sake of the formality of it all. But I don't necessarily think they will. I also think that depending upon how long the status hearings are drawn out, I think the Fed case might have something to say about that, as far as whether there's any meat to their investigation or not. In my experience, the Feds like to sit by and see what happens with the state prosecution, and then once they have while there's not a finality, once there's some sort of direction in which the state case is going, that's when they start to clean up or sort of pounce on the moment and take their role. I don't know if that'll happen, but that's just a hunch I have.
I bet the Feds don't do anything till next year.
I think in Cedar, Massachusetts, they got 1 year to bring the case again. I think I saw. So, whether that's next, I don't know what that actually means for the Fed part in all this, but I think they have a year. I know they go back to court at the end of July. I think that's just the status here. And let's just be clear, status hearings, they could very well come back at the end of July and say, we plan on going forward, just to keep the, to save face or whatever. Like, a lot's going to change. And do we happen to know when Lally has his next election? Do we know that?
I don't know Lally's. I know. I think tomorrow there's a Canton Select Board meeting, which we might be covering live. Those have been fired I'd like to know when Lally is up for re-election, because I have to believe that will have a factor as well, whether it should or not, whatever. But I know that it probably will. But who, if any, will vote for him?
Well, I think people want. I think the Alberts will. I think the Alberts and the Caves will be there.
I honestly, I think Mr. Lally did an okay job. I know that's not the popular thing to say, but he knows.
Look at you, Mr. Contrarian.
Listen to this. He knows the judge. Okay, he knows what she likes, what she doesn't like, as far as argument, what she allows and doesn't allow, and he knows what words to use to get by it. He just happened to use them with every sentence. What if any? What if any? He used them, and it was effective. He got through everything with very few objections that were sustained by the judge. So it was monotonous for us. It grated on our ears, but it's his job, and he did it. I think they probably should have spent some time maybe in like their little war room huddling beforehand, and maybe rethought their position a little bit and the order they presented evidence. I think that seemed backwards. It left people just scratching their heads, and when it finally did arrive, all we had was just weeks of it's snowing. I hit him.
But all right, like, this isn't like this. They went to trial in 2 weeks. Like, you're trying to tell me that a case this big, that the order in which they presented this wasn't planned? I mean, that's almost worse.
It was planned, but this isn't his only case. I mean, he's over a whole bunch of cases, a whole bunch of stuff's going on. So this wasn't the only thing he's focused on.
For sure, but the offices and resources of his office are virtually endless if they wanted to be so.
Yeah.
There wasn't one assistant DA that said, hey, maybe the order of this makes no sense. Maybe the order of this is like trying to read a choose your own adventure novel. Maybe the order of this isn't going to keep the attention of people. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I read Choose Your Own Adventure when I was in 4th grade, and I could never get past 3. I'd have 3 jumps and I'm dead, type thing. That's the cancer. What happens on all the other pages? But Avery Rower, welcome to the jury. Good to have you here. Thank you for your support. Appreciate that.
How long before the jurors are on TV? Are we going to take a bet on that?
I'm thinking tonight. I think we've got somebody talking
Dateline?
tonight. You've got.
We got a dateline.
I think you're going to have the jurors that were in favor of Karen Reed on first. Because tonight the jurors are going home, and if they were following the judge's instructions, what they said they did all the way along, they're going home. They're going to binge watch news coverage of what happened. They're like, what is with the protest? What's going on? And they're going to start listening to some of this and be like, whoa, that happened. And they're very soon, they're going to be in touch with a couple people. Some of the prominent names that have been covering this are already seeking out and saying, hey, my DMs are open. Hit me up. We'd like to interview. I think it's going to
open. Well, this is where you and I have very different optimistic and cynical views of how this process works. I don't believe that those names are going to be foreign to them at all. I don't believe that they won't know them. I don't believe that they haven't talked about this. But that's just my own cynical view on how people are people. I just have a hard time believing for the last month and a half they've been living on an island and don't know what's going on. I especially in town where it's been the lead story every day on their TV.
Have some faith in your fellow man, a jury of your peers. Ayden, if I was on your jury, I would follow the judge's instructions.
I know you would.
I'd probably vote to convict you, but I'd definitely follow the judge's instructions.
99% of people are nowhere near have the moral compass you do, and it would behoove you to understand that. So
I've got to believe that they do. I just, or at least give them the benefit, just like I would give the defendant the benefit of the doubt that they're innocent until proven guilty.
Would you give Casanova the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah. Right now, I'm not even sure they got the right guy. But I don't know.
All right, man.
Good. Hey, I checked in on your live stream on Sunday.
It was a terrible night to do it, man. I got it. The internet has defeated my phone, going live from the phone, and like most things in my life, the frustration that I'm dealing with is going to have to lead to the action I take, and so we will be back with new hardware. Let's just say that. So
awesome.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, and that way you won't have to turn off the Bitcoin miners when you live stream to save bandwidth. Awesome.
Hey, did you see? I posted in the chat. Did you see that the U.S. Marshals are working with Coinbase to activate some of the stolen assets they have? Which was just the most hilarious thing that came across my feed today. The same government that is actively suing Coinbase is now partnering with Coinbase while the lawsuit still goes on.
So they can get access to the Bitcoin. They want the money.
Yeah, right.
It's confiscated.
Well, right.
Ill-gotten gains. They get to help themselves to that and buy new equipment for the department. So.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right, you guys have
Thanks,
a good day.
Ayden. We'll see you.
Talk to you later.
Love you, man. Bye. This just in off the press, and thanks, by the way, for Brandy Churchwell, who tweeted this out. Got this from her. It looks like this is a press release for your consideration from the Office of Michael W. Morrissey, Norfolk District Attorney. A mistrial has been declared in the matter of the Commonwealth versus Karen Reed. Judge Beverly Cannoni set a status conference date of July 22nd, 2024 at 2 p.m. in the Norfolk Superior Court. First, we thank the O'Keefe family for their commitment and dedication to this long process. They maintained sight of the true core of this case to find justice for John O'Keefe. The Commonwealth intends to retry the case. That's where they left it. They intend to retry the case, but that is the early statement. Obviously, there's going to be some homework and stuff that goes into that first. The fact that they had an escaped convict or escaped suspect running from court today through the crowd of Karen Reed supporters It sort of flew under the radar among everything else that happened, but that's all over on social media as well. Lenovo, I have Coinbase. I think I have all the. I'm trying to get all the different applications because pretty sure one of them is going to work. So I've got Robinhood, Coinbase, Ember, Webull, Binance. I think that's Coinbase Wallet, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. I've got a Ronin wallet. Do you have a Ronin wallet? Just saying. All right. Saw the videos on X. How did you escape? I don't know, but that's of all the places to escape. I guess there was a crowd to get into. Coinbase is it's an app for decentralized currency trading, like cryptocurrency trading. PayPal, period. I've got PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. We have people that want to rent the Airbnb, and they always say, "Oh, can you use lend me money?" Or they'll come up with some weird name of some app. It's like, well, now I have to get another app. So now I have all the payment apps. Okay, will you cover the Turtleboy trial if Brandy doesn't? Here's the problem, Libby. Let me tell you. I know there's a lot of attention there, and some of that is generated by the gentleman himself. Although I may agree with a lot of the positions he takes, I don't agree with the method that he's done to take those positions. I'm not a big fan of that. I think there are conversations to be had, and there are disagreements that we can have and talk about, and the public discourse can take place in a manner that is constructive. I don't see him representing that the way I like it. I am slightly concerned. I try not to cover cases of people who make it a habit of suing people. It's not beneficial to my bottom line. Let's put it that way. I don't want to get in a lawsuit over something that I said or somebody said on a stream. I try to keep as respectful as possible, but at the same time, that's a tough one to pick up. I think he is charged or threat. He did some jail time. Like they held him and then released him without any charges or something, or I don't know the details. It seems shady. It seems like it's all part of this whole thing because he was blowing this wide open on the Karen Reed investigation. Let's see. Just say no, says Teresa. Currently, the answer is no right now. Although we might cover some of the details overall. We wouldn't be airing the coverage, gavel to gavel. We have other things coming up. I know we have on the 10th of this month, just 9 days away, we've got Alec Baldwin in the Rust trial. That's going to be spicy. That's going to be incredible. Let's see what else we have coming up. See, the Young Thug ex parte contempt hearing, that's not happening anymore, so we can go ahead and just strike that off the menu. Let's delete that one. Ashley Benefield should be starting here really soon, I think. Have to check on that one. Franklin Tucker's coming up in a little while. Got a pro se defendant right in the middle of the Alec Baldwin trial and with Judge Wolf. That's going to be on the 7/14 and 15. So the 14th and 15th, we'll have 2 days of pro se defendant with Judge Wolf. I want to see him handle that. That would be great. Got 4 teens tried together in Judge. Oh, the ones that showed up in Judge Cedric Simpson's court, where they had where it filled the court the other day. They're going to be appearing in court for, I think they were the protesters at the Palestinian protesters. That's going to be on the 18th. Plus, Simpson has that a pro se soft sit on the 25th, and Casanova and with Judge Boyd on the 29th. Sentencing for Bad Apple River trial. Nikolai Mew is going to be on the 31st, last day of this month. And then that'll take us all the way into Lori Daybell in the Arizona trial if that goes ahead as scheduled. Robert Toles starts at the same time. We've got a lot of things happening. Lots of things. What is this? Heads up. The algo is hating the IS versus PAL content? I don't know what IS versus PAL is. I need to break it down in with a crayon so I will understand this one. Vicky, help me out here. Oh. Okay, I got that. The war. I just need a few more. I was thinking PayPal, but that makes sense. No, yeah, war is always a tough one to address. But college student protests, I think, are separated far enough that it might work. Vicky's like, I was trying not to say the words. I think Mew has sentencing, so he's had his pre-sentence investigation and everything. There was a long delay between conviction and sentencing, so that's just coming up in a month now. All right. Anything else? Where else do we need to go today? What else do we need to do? It's already 4 o'clock. It's a little bit early to end for the day, but it's been one of those days. Just seeing what else we got here. We will probably do a little more court hopping tomorrow until we get caught up. Taylor Mack, did I welcome you already? Welcome to the gallery. Good to have you here, my friend. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome, Avery. We got you as well. Welcome to the jury. Thank you. Dilly Pickles gifted a membership. Danny Austin gifted 5. Krista Bolster Robichaud. Did I say that right? It's not hot. Roby hot. Robichaud. I give up. Krista, you need you to change your name for us. If you could just get right on that, that would be great. Keith, thank you very much. Appreciate the kind words. Ricky C, Nathan C, 7 months, 11 months, vice versa. 18 months for Miss Chris. Marilyn Skoll, 16 months, says love everyone here. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you. And love the pooch in the picture as well. All right. What are your plans? What are your plans for tonight? What do we have going on? Tomorrow night we have the Canton Select Board, which I'd like to cover. Rubbish Schadenfreude. We've got the Canton Select Board hearing, and the reason why that is interesting is because it has turned into an outlet for frustrated Canton residents. Specifically, I would say primarily residents that are not townies. I think words are still hard to still banned. Yes, they are. I'm not taking that down till we're done. Think rodeo. Robichaud. Okay. Anyway, Canton Select Board hearing might be spicy. Might be really good. Karen Reed should run for mayor just because I love chaos. I don't think she has any desire to do that. Plus, she's not in Canton. I don't think she lives in Canton. I think you have to. Most cities require you to live there or at least have a property there before you run for office. Let's see. Got a new update from Amber. Oh, that's the... I haven't seen anything. I've been waiting. I haven't seen anything that says that the jurors have talked yet. So if you see something about them talking, I would love to know specifically what the numbers are as far as how many were on each side. I think that might be one of the first pieces of information that comes out. Watching Runkle with Bailey at 8:30 to figure out what the heck happened. Runkle will set everything straight. I love his take on things as well. Let's see. I think that's everything. I think we're good. We're all caught up, which means we can go home now. We can take the rest of the afternoon off. And maybe I can see if there's any ice cream left over, because that was delicious. Oh, that was the beep sound. I should probably not push that button. Sorry about your ears. I edited my words. See, Vicky, are you going live right now? Diet, all right. This is diet ice cream. It's homemade. It doesn't have any of the calories. Let's see, RA milestone message on previous stream. 12-month member. Love this community and thanks for helping me grow my channel. Kiki's Garden, thank you very much. I love to see your garden live streams pop up there. I try to jump in when I can. That is awesome. Grow some amazing plants. Adam would encourage you as well. Cussing for ice cream. It's that good. It really is. All right. Did I edit ice cream? That's funny. Paul Max says, but I still have work. Tell your boss you have to go home now because the entertainment is over. Cindy, thank you for the kind words. Vicky just created it. Let me see if we can redirect to Vicky. Let me see if that works here yet. Let me try. There it is. Boom. Okay, Vicky, we've got it. We got it figured out. All right, tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone. Make their day just a little bit better. And please stay safe till we go live again tomorrow morning about 8:30, 8:45-ish, where we, for the first time in a long time, will not be going to the Karen retrial, but instead looking forward to new cases, finding new court cases in courts large and small across the country, and we'll be bringing them to you for your listening pleasure. All right, hands and feet, everyone. Yes, we're gonna send you over to Vicky Callum's live stream. So I think she's up right now. So when you get there, it would be great if you could just click the like button. I cannot tell you how beneficial it is just to click the like button. It helps the channel amazingly. So if that's the only thing you do there, that would be enough. You guys, we good to each other. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. We'll see you over on Vicky's channel. Bye.